being here. A great thanks to all the attending, for all of us attending these rallies. Most of all, the organizers that make sure that these rallies take place. With all our voices being in unison across the globe, demanding an end to the Zionist state of Israel atrocities and respect for justice and equality for Palestinians. I believe we have been able to take the masks off the warmongers, racists, and true terrorists. Their clothes are off and intentions are exposed to anyone who has a decency to open their eyes and seek the truth. With much clarity, people across the globe have been condemning the insanity that the Zionist state of Israel, with the support of all the so-called champions of democracy and human rights, has unleashed in its latest terror against a people who has been simply trying for so long to claim their humanity and space, which they have every right to do so on this planet, like every other people. A people that's been trying to defend and free itself from occupation, apartheid, and genocide like any other people should and would. The terrorist state of Israel keeps butchering tens of thousands of Palestinians, committing atrocities after atrocities, massacres after massacres, breaking every international law that exists, committing crimes after crimes against humanity, all with the full financial, military, and political support of the US, Canada, and Western Europe. These same countries that are all too often heard claiming they are champions of freedom, democracy, and human rights. I don't intend to repeat what's already been clearly stated over the months that we've been coming to these rallies. I would only like to add a few more observations. For many years, we've had to listen over and over again the incredible lies from governments and corporate media of countries such as Canada and the US and the so-called Western world of the high moral values that they're supposed to represent and uphold. It is most important at this point to keep exposing such lies to the fact that what they say and what they are doing are very, very far apart. And although some of us can be fooled by them some of the times, not all of us will be fooled by them all of the time. With their long-standing support of the Israeli terrorist state in committing killings, maiming, and displacing millions of Palestinians, they stand on no moral grounds to teach any other countries of people on human rights, democracy, nor freedom. Their claim as champions of human rights, freedom, and democracy is no more than a total farce. It should be very easy to see by anyone who has eyes to see with and a half brain to function with that their concern is only about maintaining their imperialist power and control over others, and to keep imposing a world order that only benefits their ruling class. If it wasn't for the support of the US, Canada, and Western Europe, Israel's terrorist state of occupation, apartheid, and murder, and a murderous system on Palestine and the Middle East would not exist. The ongoing massacres and neo-Holocaust would not be taking place. Their double standards are truly sickening. Their terrorist bombings with weapons routinely sent by the champions of freedom, democracy, and human rights to the Zionist state of Israel is turning everything into rubble and condemning a whole people to death. Destruction of schools, clinics, hospital, roads, mosques, homes, apartments, cutting off electrical, water, sewage, food, fuel, medicine, and medical supplies. Millions of Palestinians displaced, hundreds of thousands maimed, tens of thousands killed, children being murdered, wounded, or left orphaned and starved without knowing what to do or where to go. Women, doctors, paramedics, reporters, and over 250 UN workers all being butchered. For what? To rescue 100 Israelis and to eliminate Hamas? Who's rescuing the over 6,000 Palestinians, including 200 children, from the Israeli jails for just being Palestinians? There's always talk about Israeli security from our politicians and Zionists. They never once mention Palestinian security. Don't the women, men, and children of Palestine deserve any?
That's their country. Palestinians is their country.
None such atrocities, none such hatred, none such savagery, nor barbarism would be taking place if the US, Canada, and Western Europe's military hardware and financial support would be stopped being sent to the bloody hands of the Israeli Zionists.
Yes!
No such atrocities, no such hatred, no such savagery and barbarism would be taking place if the imposition of a peace, ceasefire, and the end of an occupation and genocidal system would end.
Down with Israel!
And we can all be assured that if there was an end to occupation, apartheid, and genocide, Israeli security, including Palestinian security, would automatically be accomplished.
Exactly.
The same Western countries that have been lying and accusing other countries of committing such atrocities have now lost their clothes and exposed themselves as to the true criminals they are and the atrocity they are willing to commit to keep holding their imperial control over others. The struggle for liberation, freedom, and truth, the struggle for honesty, justice, and dignity, the struggle for human rights, equality, and peace for any people has never been easy. It has never come without a cost. It has never come without hardship nor sweat. And in numerous times throughout history, blood and death had to be paid for it. If humanity is to forget about liberation, justice, human rights, truth, equality, and the right for Palestinians or any other people anywhere else to live with dignity, if humanity is to forget that families need to have the right to live in their homes and on their land without having constant fear of being thrown out, if humanity gives in to governments with their armies and police forces in bullying, abducting, imprisoning, and treating people as non-humans, what world would humanity would be condemned with? Not long ago, slavery was a common reality across the globe. The concept of human rights did not exist. Apartheid existed in many parts of the world. Women and people of poor class didn't have any voting rights or any other rights for that matter. All of the rights and benefits that some of us are now living with have been won with many hardships, sacrifices, and long struggles. They are not given for free. They're not given by governments, unless governments are made to give them. And they definitely don't fall from the sky. Palestinians are struggling for the same rights that all human beings deserve. No one needs to be occupied or be treated as non-citizens. Equal rights must be demanded, fought for, and achieved for everyone, everywhere, at any cost. Sisters and brothers, this struggle did not start yesterday, and it won't end tomorrow. Many of our forefathers and mothers have fought for them in the past. It's our duty and responsibility to fight for them in the present if we are to leave the children of this world somewhere decent to live in. For our common causes and for the love of our well-being, we need to nurture our solidarity and unity amongst us working people from everywhere. No matter of our skin, color, sex, religion, or nationality, solidarity and unity for equality, justice, and peace is what will bring us to a better standard of life with joy and happiness. Without solidarity, unity, love amongst us, we give free range to fascists, Nazis, and Zionists to keep the machine of hate, ignorance, and war operating. Friends, I leave you with these words. It is of great value for us here and around the globe to attend these rallies, and we must not stop from attending such activities. However, the struggle will not be won only by rallies. Much more has to be done. We need to commit ourselves in learning the truth, and we in turn need to teach it so that ignorance may be defeated and advances can be made. These rallies have been taking place ever since the Israeli terrorist state has gone to the extremes of committing their atrocities against the people of a land that they have been occupying and controlling for well over 60 years. Although at present, Israeli atrocities have reached the highest level ever, such atrocities have been committed ever since the Zionist state was established in 48 and before, and way before Hamas ever existed. Throughout the years since the terrorist state of Israel occupation began, there's always been people across the globe involved in trying to stop their crimes. We have been out in the streets with banners, leaflets, and petitions. We have been working with churches and unions in passing motions and resolutions against such atrocities. We have been in solidarity organization organizing public events. We have started letter writings and boycotting, divesting, and sectioning campaigns. We have gone on flotillas to break terrorist Israeli blockade. We have gone on bridges to hang banners and car caravans around cities. We have met with government officials or written to the media. We have fought against the free trade agreement that Canada has with the Zionist state of Israel. We have been demanding Palestinian rights for a long time. These activities not only need to continue, but need to increase. We need to be proactive in an organized and protracted united movement. I urge and encourage all of us to keep being involved if we have been, and let's get involved if we haven't been, in one way or another, as long as it takes. There are numerous ways we can all participate. Let's find our place and make the difference. Until victory, always.